Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Sound Suggestions. I've got Anthony, of course, but look, we've got Sky returning. Everybody enjoyed you being here so much last time. I thought let's continue this, especially for the holiday here. So
And she's festive.
I got all
even
festive.
better. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. What are all the other holidays?
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Okay.
Yule.
Happy Record Day, which is every day.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's our holiday, right?
Every day.
Fuck
day.
Christmas, it should just be
Happy Record Day.
Happy Record Day, right, exactly. So for a little interesting spin on this, I thought we would do our favorite desert island picks. Try and narrow this thing down. Because
That's
some of the
tough.
times we're just doing recommendations.
Yeah,
There's
things that meant something to us.
Right,
yeah,
right.
all kinds of.
But in this way, this is going to be our, top picks in the sense of something you want to listen to all the time.
yeah,
That's kind of how
I
I
dug
approached
deep
it.
into my soul.
Yeah.
Because it's tough.
Yeah.
What are you going to take with you forever?
Not
You're
necessarily.
not coming back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, so we're digging
Yeah.
deep with this one. It's a little different. Well, I'm taking it that
Right.
way.
I'm looking at it as not necessarily the best record ever. It is just a record that I could listen to over and over and over, or do listen to over and over, and that would be something that I'd be okay taking with me.
I took it in a
Yeah.
different light.
Okay.
I mean, I took it that way,
Yeah.
but then I also took it as one of the albums I chose is not my favorite album by that band, but it's
Interesting.
why I'm taking it, which was that Soul Dig.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah.
thought about that too. Because there's ones that I wanted to grab more of a nostalgic type thing, and then I selected another one in place of it because I actually listened to that album more than the one that maybe I started with that actually has the memories.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's part of my conversation with this.
yeah.
So that's what I was thinking, going the whole thing instead of the one for one, because
Yeah.
that ties into the
The whole
but now-
story.
Oh.
yeah. But now the
Okay.
breakdown. So
Right.
it's,
It'll be
Oh. So some of
Yeah.
yours are related.
no, the
Oh.
idea is related. It's
The
the
idea
whole
is
the
related.
relation of the idea of why I picked
Okay.
those three.
Okay.
So I have Harry's house. There we go.
Harry's house.
Styles.
Oh, and it's supposed to be upside down.
Yes.
Okay.
He's on the
I just want to make
So if you flipped it, the furniture's
It's
on
up
the
to
ceiling,
ceiling,
which is
Yeah.
kind
Which
of cool.
yeah,
Which is pretty
I
cool.
like that too. So I guess you can go either way. When I look at the spine though, I feel like the spine being
No,
on
yeah,
this.
that was the right way. I'm just holding.
Oh,
it
you
upside
just-
down today. Again.
So
All
all
right.
right. So why this one?
So I picked this one because so I'm going in like this order. So this is like the newer album that
Mhm.
came out. I kind of like, I don't know. This is like the newer music that I'm into. And I just have like a lot of good memories from like this year tied
Okay.
into it.
All right.
So that's why I picked it.
Nice.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, I ended up going retro on all mine. I
Okay.
did think about it, and I almost threw in Jerry Only just to fuck with you. All right, first one up for me is
Great
Rat
record.
Detonator. Not their most popular.
Some of the
but
best songs are on that record, man.
It is.
Shame, shame, shame.
Yes, Loving You's a Dirty Job.
Holy shit, those are two of the best songs I ever
Yeah,
wrote.
I know. All or Nothing. Can't Wait on Love. Giving Yourself Away.
That might be the best record they wrote.
I think so. I love this album. I play this thing
Yeah.
nonstop, and it's just it's not a great. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not the best record, but for
I
me,
think it's their best record. I'd make love to that album.
but I mean, like, when people think of top 10 all-time records, rock albums, or something like this,
Rat doesn't make the
it
top.
doesn't
100.
make it. That's right. But I love
That's
this
not
thing.
shit on Rat. They just
Yeah.
don't. I would put them up there.
Yeah, that's what. And
Definitely
I am.
in top
in my
50.
top 3. If I'm going to a desert island, man,
You're
this
taking
one
Rat.
is going with me.
Nice. Oh, I guess I have to go.
You gotta go, man. Break something out of your green bag.
Oh man.
Seems like you have more than 3 in there.
So people, of course, everybody's gonna expect a Mellencamp record from me.
And believe it or not, I actually didn't.
This was the hardest thing to choose. That's why my bag has more records in it, because it's unfair.
It's you're literally
Not
choosing
fair.
right on the fly. Right
On the
now.
fly, I'm choosing. So I'm going to choose this record just because it brings me back to the innocence of youth. I remember where I was when I heard these songs. I was a single-digit kid,
Yeah.
and I was probably 8 years old when this came out. So there
Was this your first?
no?
Okay, you.
My first experience was when I was 2 years old, and I smashed my mouth on the shifter of my father's GTO, singing along to Jack and Diane. That's so.
And that
I've
was
been
when that album came out.
Yeah, within a year. Or
Okay,
two.
right. Okay, so
Um,
that was your early experience, but you're picking this one.
Because what do I remember from being 2 years old? Nothing.
Right.
What do I remember from being 8?
Well-
I remember how this album caught me.
Yeah.
And everything about this caught me. I remember going camping, going to the beach, and I would always ask my mother, put that on, put that on.
Wow.
You know, and then the romanticism of the cover.
Right.
I don't know, it's just, this is one of them.
No, I just find it interesting in that for me, that is the one album that hasn't spoken to me.
Really?
In the catalog. I've tried repeatedly to get into it. I love the stuff that comes before. I love the albums that come after it, but I don't know. That one just didn't click with me. A little bit too much soulfulness in it. Had more of the backup singers, the gospel type vocals in it that I didn't like.
Didn't bring. I don't
Which
have
is nothing against it.
I can't place specific memories.
Yeah.
I can only place I can't place specific memories. I can only place life-altering times to that record. So it brings me back to giant moments in time.
Right.
That
I totally get
helped
that.
to define who I was as a human being, especially with the lyrics in that. It wasn't. I don't know. I don't know a better way to explain it.
No,
That
it's
record is just otherworldly than.
For then, yeah.
It's otherworldly than the other ones, and I love them all. You know, American Fool is great. Is great.
Right.
One of my favorite songs is Golden Gates, but that's got to be the record.
Cool, man.
The future was wide open when that record hit me.
Oh yeah, I get it. And same thing I felt with Rat Detonator at that time, walking around with it on my cassette Walkman player, listening to that, bought that with my own money, you know, just digging it. Yeah, so I hear you. All right, next one up for you, Scott.
So then I kind of went a similar route with what Ant said. So this was Gwen Stefani, like No Doubt.
Never heard of that band.
Yeah, I like how you start off with Gwen Stefani and No Doubt.
Well, like
Because I know people today
No,
are
I
going to
know,
know
yeah.
that, but I'm
Yeah.
like, man.
But like No Doubt was I know, but like No Doubt for me growing up, like that's what my mom was playing. So like that's like what I remember.
That
like,
is a fantastic album from
no,
start
yeah,
to finish.
I love this album
It
so
was a cool
much.
album.
Yeah, I could go back to this when I saw, you know, you had this earlier, and I was just like, oh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Like, I could have put that in. Because my thought was to try to pull something from every genre. And
That's what I thought, too.
And in the end, I didn't do that. But I did go and like I looked at like metal and alternative and rock and glam and like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I feel like a dick for not picking something. From
Yeah,
the genre,
I know.
but You're going to the. I'm picking the things that shaped me,
That's
right.
what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do too.
Yeah.
Like
and the things that opened up my mind to step into the other genres.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Cool.
but
That's
yeah,
a
so
great
this
pick.
is- Yeah.
All right, so another one, and is a different genre from the Rat, but we're still in the rock world. Pink Floyd, Division Bell, 1994. Again, not their biggest album, but I absolutely love this one. This was the one that I was introduced to the band on. You know, first album I got by them was Dark Side of the Moon, about maybe 2 years before this came out. But I just fell in love with this. This was my Pink Floyd. And my experience.
Okay.
You know, I knew people told me to listen to Dark Side of the Moon, listen to The Wall, do all this sort of stuff, and I was like, you know. And then in 1994, they put this out, and it was like, okay,
I don't know what.
and I got that, and I just love this thing from start to finish.
I'll be there with you.
The guitar on it, the keyboards on
Okay,
it. There's a
bye-bye.
lot of atmosphere to the feel of this that aren't on
Moving my dad into
other
his apartment.
albums. So
No,
yeah,
it was yesterday.
I'd have to take this with me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Moving scenery due to Christmas shopping in here.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely,
awesome.
which is great.
I love it.
I love having people come in and do this and interacting while the shopping is going on and having the music fans in here. I think it just, I don't know, certainly adds to my zeal of talking music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking in my head, I also want to clear it up for everybody. That guy who thinks that, you know, I look at people like I want to kill them. So
Right.
I want you all to understand my train of thought right now. So my train of thought as we were filming the last couple minutes of the video, all I kept looking at was who was coming in the door and if people needed to get to where we were standing. So I'm not looking at anybody like I want to kill them. I'm concerned about what's happening
Yeah.
around us in the store because I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not
that's a-
here to mess with anybody's shopping experience.
Right. No,
So
absolutely.
that's my concern. So
That
I'm not
makes total
angry at anybody or
sense.
trying to kill
Right.
anybody.
You're, but there might be a little anxiety in your look.
Nothing
as in
but
you're-
anxiety
That's
right
right.
now.
That you're thinking
Yeah.
of the store.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it makes total sense.
Yeah, so if anybody sees that anything on my face, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it may just be what's going on in your day too. You've got a lot going on in the store, and you got to
Yeah.
keep it stocked, keep product in here, keep people happy. You're thinking about whether stuff is coming in on time for the people that have ordered stuff for Christmas.
Yeah. Yes, I don't want to kill Brent.
That's right.
Whoever that guy was out there.
No, I know. There's a guy like you
Did
should
you
be.
see that comment?
No, I
Oh
didn't.
my
It's like, oh,
god.
you should be careful. You know, Anthony looks like he wants to kill you. You know, like it's like telling me like not to film with you.
Yeah, he said
you should stop filming with that guy.
Yeah, because he's
So,
awesome.
That's so
And,
So anyway.
and you know, if you made that comment, hey, that's fine. We're just pointing out that
It's-
we're actually good friends. And I
it's
said
funny.
that to the
Yeah,
comment.
man.
I was like, well, Anthony and I are actually really good friends.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if that was the only time he ever saw a video of us together. The first one.
The first one he saw, he's like,
Right.
"Oh, that's gonna be a fucking murder."
Yeah, exactly.
All right, who's up?
You're up.
I'm up.
That's
It is
right.
you.
All right.
All right, what's coming out of the bag of magic?
Dude, this is just not fair.
It's
not okay.
At the end of the video, you can show the rest.
All right.
But
All right.
pick-
So we're
pick
gonna go.
three.
We're gonna go back into what shaped me. So this was.
Okay.
I had this on CD. I'm trying to find a firm footing in the new area.
Yeah.
So it was called.
Wedged in the corner.
It was called 13 Songs. It was actually 2 EPs by Fugazi.
Okay.
So it was the Margin Walker EP and then just the first EP. Some people call it 7 songs, whatever
Okay.
they want to call it.
Yeah.
But the CD was called 13 Songs. So these make that up.
interesting.
These helped shape me as a human being, from lyrical content to the way certain friends interacted with them, to the way some of my favorite artists talked about them. But take all that away. My friend Kevin, one time, I wondered what he was listening to, 9th grade.
Yeah.
And he took his headphones and he put it on. I went, whoa.
Oh, it totally changed
It
your
was
life. when
over.
you
I don't
yeah.
know what song it was. I just knew that I felt something that I had never felt
Yeah.
before, and it was from this band.
Yeah.
And so this was shaping
That's crazy, man.
as who I am as a human.
That happened to me with the Ramones.
That's
I didn't
cool.
know anything about that. Somebody popped on the Ramones. I was like, what is this? And I immediately had to run out and buy Loco Live.
Nice.
Yeah. And for those of you know that I'm not a big live album fan, that is a live album that I love.
That started just going through my head
Yep.
as you were saying that.
First album I bought by them was a live one because it came with like 30 songs. And that
Oh,
was my
so
thought. It
more
was
bang for
like
your buck.
more bang for my buck, so I bought it. But I love that album, even though it's live. It just works for me.
Wow. Okay. Awesome.
All right, so third and final one for you, Sky.
All right.
Where's your third and final? Are you up?
No,
Oh no, Sky was first.
That's
I'm sorry.
right.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. My brain is.
You're yeah.
So I
I'm
figured.
just going all over.
So I figured if I'm on the island, I might eat some like bad berries or something.
Right.
I
So
might
you
go
want
into
a
madness,
trip.
so I want
That's
to trip
right.
on the island.
Oh,
okay.
shit, that's pretty good.
So
Man.
Pink Floyd's The Wall,
The Wall.
even though it says nothing on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
that's
is a wall.
that's a real Pink Floyd album because the
Yeah.
later versions of this, you know,
Yeah,
It's
they
written
said
on
the
it.
it's
wall
written on it and everything, but this is how it originally came. I don't
Yeah.
know if they can see it through the plastic.
Yeah, flip.
There you go. That it actually has the wall
Yeah.
on it. But Pink Floyd The Wall, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 Floyd albums appeared in here. All right, the last one. And the one that I'm thinking that we could have crossed out, although now that I'm seeing your picks, I'm like, maybe not.
That was no. Okay, so I'm going to say that before I saw it.
Yeah. Oh, you
just
see it?
now.
Okay.
I saw the spine.
Yeah.
That was a hard one to not include, but this is
Yeah.
like, give me a top 10, please.
Yeah, right.
Because this one's in it. This one's in a top 5.
Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, in my opinion, I've done top 10s of top 10 best rock albums ever.
That was
Spoiler: this is my number one.
that would be my number 1.
Yeah.
But the route I'm sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, I was just,
Go
no,
ahead,
no,
go
it's
ahead.
totally good. But yeah, I mean, I think this album is that good from start
is.
to finish on this thing. And for me, and I know it's a generational thing, and it's a nostalgia thing, and it's when I came up listening to this was my band kind of a thing. I put it over Led Zeppelin. I put it over
Yes!
some of those other
Because that's
albums
our
that are, That's right,
generation.
that are phenomenal.
We were at
But-
the foothills of that.
This is another one that I can listen to over and over
Never
and
gets tired
over.
of it.
Yeah. And so, but I thought maybe we would cross on that.
The only reason I didn't pick
Right.
it is because I can equate.
Mm-hmm.
So my main 3 albums, I can't equate to a specific point in time. I can only equate to how I felt and that the world was open and free and I was learning and discovering myself. There are songs on Appetite
Yeah.
that will bring me to a point. I'm stuck on a desert island, so everything I have known and loved is fucking gone. And I have to
Right,
live
right.
with that for the rest of my days.
Right.
The last thing I want is a song that reminds me about the woman that I was in love with,
Right,
or
right.
the night hanging out with my friends, because all I'm going to do is want to fucking drown myself, and I want to try to make the coolest,
Maybe
best
you
time
need
on the
that though
island.
if you're if you,
Well, that's-
you run out of food and
which-
you got nothing. Maybe
yes.
you need the album that would
You
let
do.
you do that.
Yes, or from what the route I went was I
Right.
needed the thing
Yeah.
that was going to remind me of life being limitless.
Sure.
Because I didn't see or experience all of these things yet.
Right.
And that leads me to my last one.
All right.
Which is I feel like we've had this conversation slightly. My friend Artie always said, if you were stuck with one album by this band,
Right.
what would you pick? My favorite album by Pearl Jam is the 2006 Avocado album. This is not my favorite Pearl Jam album. The reason I picked this is because I remember when this came out, there is not a song on here that I can attach to a person, to a specific moment with a person. I attach every song on here with openness, everything being open, making friends, the idea of new people coming in and out of your lives, who I was going to be, what I was going to do.
Right.
The fucking day ahead of me in 9th grade, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's interesting, the approach that we took. I mean, different approach, because, you know, if you just say your Desert Island Picks, most people think it's the favorite albums or the top 10 best, and you're going to get the Zeppelins and, you know, Def Leppards and whatever those, you know, big mega 20 million selling, Fleetwood Mac, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure some of you guys would choose those, and that's cool. But, you know, you went for feeling on it, and you didn't want it attached to specific people.
Think if you're stuck and you're what these things provoked me to live life. So if I'm stuck on an island, these things might also provoke me to try to get off that island and find my way back to civilization. Not to keep me stuck in a moment where I'm dreaming of a time that I had already lived.
Right. Oh, I totally get that. You know, I mean, this album here, I've got a great memory about how I had to convince my mom to allow me to buy it because, you know, at that time, they were such a bad, evil band doing drugs and all that sort of stuff. But I was able to do that. And
they're all heroin addicts.
And it was okay. And so she let me, you know, buy this album. And it was like the time when I finally became old enough to watch R-rated movies. Not because I turned 13 or whatever the age, you know, restriction was, but it was like, okay, my mom says, you know, you're mature enough to understand this, you can do this. And that, I've got a great memory about that album with that. You know, I talked about this one with, you know, Rat and Walkman and carrying it around and buying it with my own money and it being my thing sort of stuff. And then the Floyd thing was just the great memory that I have about, I was driving in my first car, which was a pickup truck, and the big announcement on the radio coming. We didn't know what it was, and it was the announcement that Floyd was putting out an album and a tour, and I just went fucking nuts.
Nice.
And it's like, so yeah, you're right, and I've got these great memories associated with it, which is maybe why I like to pull those albums out all the time and throw them on and listen to them from start to finish. You know,
what gets us each through our day is so vastly different. As long as we hold on to the things that get us through our day and don't mess with somebody else for the things that get them through their day, right? You have X amount of moments. How are you going to use it? Right? You're going to regret this moment? You're going to waste this moment? Because
music is a beautiful thing, and I think, you know, you want to have that within it. I certainly do. I like that, you know. I'm not one to put on music that is going to bring me down, kind of a thing. I know there's people that, you know, you have the breakup or whatever, and you want to put that album on that person's crying too.
I'm that person.
And that's cool. But it's like, I think, like, you know, Anthony, you're saying, it's like, I wouldn't take that album to the desert island.
No,
I don't want to cry on the album. I want to
need that album for certain things, but it's
you
not. You
want, like, hope. You don't want...
I want.
You know, so I don't know.
Little hole.
Right.
I love sitting in my hole, but I don't want to do it on an island.
No.
All right, so Anthony, you brought a few extra records.
They don't even matter anymore.
No, you don't want to thumb through them real quick?
Well, because, you know, there was the American Fool.
Okay,
It was a hard choice, but it's a specific point in time. I don't want a specific point in time.
All right.
We're gonna. I thought that this was gonna be our.
Yeah, and I did consider it, and that was the other one. It was like I came across a number of them, and I was like, oh, if I choose this, Anthony and I are gonna have the same thing. You know?
I couldn't pick this because it started to tie into specific moments.
Yeah.
I didn't find this without Pearl Jam, right? So Pearl Jam came first.
Yeah.
Then this I can relate to the same theory with the Pearl Jam thing. Every song on here, the idea of the soundtrack, miraculous, and then this.
And it's signed.
It is signed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Bad Motorfinger, musically, nothing to do with lyrics. The sheer emotion and feeling behind the massiveness of those riffs.
Yeah, Jesus Christ,
pure
pose. When
magic.
Well, I saw the video first before I heard the song. I mean, hearing it, you know, like on the radio or something. And that thing is insane. I just had never heard anything like that.
I go right to Room 1,000 Years Wide.
Yeah.
If you ever looked at the ocean and thought what it sounds like under the water and feels like when you can't find the surface and you just, it's hole down after hole down, or you're stuck in a washing machine going towards shore.
Yeah.
It's that opening riff in Room 1,000 Years Wide, man.
I'm going to listen to that.
That
now
is it.
and think of that and see what that
Yeah.
does.
The boom, 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 down. It's just, that is the ocean trying to eat you.
And you don't want that on a desert island.
Well,
right? You don't want to think about the ocean trying to eat you.
well, I'm not in a negative sense.
I
I'm
know.
thinking
Yeah.
about the life that the ocean has.
Right, right.
How do you equate that to sound?
Yeah.
That does that for
Does
me.
that.
So the fact I can relate it to the ocean gives that album more bigger special meaning to me. But yeah,
All right, so you guys can weigh in and let us know your 3 desert island picks.
or
and-
4.
Or 4, 5, or 6, or
whatever,
10,
but-
whatever. I'm only going to read the top 3.
Anything after 3, I'm going to read everything after 3.
Okay, you do the after. I'm going to do the before. All right, everyone. Have a good one. Happy holidays. If we don't talk to you before, Merry Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Hanukkah, and all the other great holidays that are thrown in with that.
Thank you very much.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.